Hello and welcome, have a great day. We are back in Silejo City and today we'll be working on this little crossroad right in the middle of our little town, and I'll be plopping some white lines and some asphalt for you. Look carefully, but in the live portion of today's episode I'm planning to show you some little introductions into how to make the custom crossroads or lines over the crossroads and so on. So I'm not be heavily commenting on what I'm actually doing and what you can see on the screens. Anyway, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So instead, let me tell you a story about this crossroads, because it wasn't this beautiful before. What actually happened is that they renovated this crossroads after the big crash, or as it's known, the incident. So before, like 20 years ago, there was just this simple junctions as we had it in the beginning of this episode. The priority road ran from north to south, and other roads just connected and give way to it. It was no big issue because the traffic in this rural area is really not a big issue. But then the big crash happened. It involved old guy in his pickup truck just strolling around in the middle of the night. It involved a young guy in a sports car with a little bit of alcohol in his veins, speeding from the other road and not giving way. And also it involved a cow. Yeah, a cow. So what actually happened? In the middle of the night, this young guy was going from the party in another town, and well, he had a new sports car, and he had a lot of self-esteem which was not actually warranted. And as he came to this crossroads, he did not expected any sort of a traffic there, and he was just going too fast. The other guy, the old guy in a pickup, he was returning from dinner at his sister's house, and when he left his home he actually forgot to close gate at one of his paddocks where he breeds cows. And this cow, for some reason unknown to us, decided to take a little walk, and in the middle of that moonless night she wandered into this crossroads, and it was the main reason that the young guy, let's call him Fred, he was a bit surprised when he saw a cow in front of his car. He decided to pump her brakes way too violently, came abrupt in the crossroads, and the other guy just happened to be there, unfortunately for him, and a big crash happened. Two cars were demolished, one guy was dead, and the cow didn't make it either. Unfortunately, the dead guy was the young one, and he was son of one of the council members. So it was a big issue. Although he was ultimately guilty of the accident because he was going too fast, the cow, the unfortunate cow, played a part in why he caused this accident. And because the council member was pretty important one, the renovation of this crossroads could be gone in the wake of this incident. It was decided that the priority should be changed because most of the cars into and out of the town actually coming from the west and going to the south or vice versa. So the original crossover was scrapped altogether and new turn was created in its place, and the road from the north was changed to give way, and that's how the city of Silejo got its completely new crossroad, and that's how we know it today and how I actually make it look like. So what I'm doing right now is adding some cracks, so some final pieces of the puzzle and some road wear, so it doesn't look all that new. Yeah, it's not that new. I mean, it was like 10-15 years ago, the big crash incident, so the time played its part. Now we're done with the crossroads and we can focus on this little area between the road and the river to the west of the town center where we started, and let's see what happens here. Some little residential area, so I started popping down some houses. You could see that this part of the video is a little bit edited and cut because it was I think too long. There's not much sexiness to plopping the houses and decorate them. What about this neighborhood? It's the oldest part of the town, I should say, and it shows. The houses are old houses and the surroundings and their decoration is not exactly the best, and also among these citizens live some rather famous guys like Chief. Yeah, this big house, the most fancy one on the street, belongs to the chief of our little village. What to say about this guy? Well, he's usually elected for 5 or so years, but this guy was actually running alone for the spot and he had no opponents, and well, let's just say that other guys might be a little bit scared to run against him. He's a tough guy, not going long for any bribe, and his house is showing his wealth. Yeah, we'll be decorating it later, and let's just say it's the nicest house around here. Yeah, these are just some regular houses, so I'm plopping down some pavements here, some table there. I will get to the some more decoration, trees and so on. I hope I can get at least 100, maybe 150 residents from this neighborhood, because then we will start plopping some shops, maybe some industry later on, and we will need some people to work there for sure. Now some trees here and there, car. I'll be making some of the houses here like yeah, cramped and junkyards full of old cars and not needed stuff. There are 3 or 4 houses like this in this neighborhood. I think that's pretty common in here, that some of the people don't care about their backyards and front yards a lot. This is one of those houses. It's a bit of a shame for his neighbors, but seriously, this guy doesn't care. So you could see a manufactured grass and nice swings on the one side of the fence and junk in the other one. But that's part of the life in this country, you know. It's not all fancy sidewalks and nice restaurants. I'm trying to capture the rural feel here, and also in this town not every single piece of land is filled with houses. It's sort of irregular. Sometimes there is a house here and there, and then there might be some empty space between them, so I try to make it that way. Also I'm placing a lot of decals here to show that somebody cares about his grass and somebody just don't. Now I'm trying to decorate the cheese house, which was a bit of fun. I finally could plop down some flowers. I plopped a lot of them. Garden shed, some playground for the kids, and then heavy vegetation, because Chief's house, she likes the gardening, so a lot of flowers in various colors here and there, and even the neighbor kind of benefit from there. On the opposite side of the spectrum are those shotgun houses where just some low pay workers live, and yeah, they don't have time or cash for the flowers. Now some decorations of the road, and now we are slowly making it to the finished product. Grades here, grades there. You could see that sometimes it's a form of a trial and error when I'm creating these gardens and driveways. Anyway, we are approaching end of this build, so let's hand it to the live portion of myself. It's me again, and in this live portion I would like to show you how you can create your own custom crossroads, something like this, which I built in this episode. So we will take, for example, this little small crossroad, and we will remove the pedestrian paths, which are totally not US, and we will connect the yellow dotted lines here and then plop some asphalt on it. So let's get onto it. At first I like to plop down the lines because it's easier to connect them correctly before you plop the asphalt down. Let's use the move it tool and place them exactly on top of the road markings we have already here, so it's connected nicely. Then we will put some short lines like this and this, and yeah, once more somewhere around, I don't know, like, yeah, like here, okay, yeah, skewed a little bit. Let's correct that. What is this doing? Okay, now I like it. Let's select all of the short lines, and with the page down we can like all decals to blend them into the road a little bit, and we have these markings done. Now let's take some asphalt. You will need a mod called ploppable asphalt. and then you will just type asphalt into your find it mod, and there will be your asphalt. There are two types actually, with this little arrow on the upper side of the icon. So without it, it's on the ground level, so this we don't want because our roads are actually sunken a little bit, as you can see, against the earth flat level, and we want the sunken ones, so only the road is covered, and we can plop down this asphalt, well, like I guess like this, and once more like this, so that the crossings are covered. Now let's grab some white lines. We will want a long line, yes, a long line, to make a yield or give way here. And well, I think we even have, yes, let's use the triangle. No, let's use the yield sign. Okay, this is good. Now let's select it, and again with the page down we can blend it in. Okay, and that's not all of it. We can even add some road wear to make it more like it's used. Some tire marks would be nice, like this, and like this. Yes, okay. You want some cracks? No, I think this is fine. Let's try something else. We have these drains, small eco drain. This is also very nice way how to hide some inefficiencies when the two asphalt decals are not matching and you want to somewhat divide them. Okay, and we're done. That's it for today's live portion. So I will leave you now with the cinematics, and well, enjoy your day. Goodbye.